everyone, we got Christmas coming up. In this video, I want to go over a few gifts that I think beginner gardeners would love and would need if they're starting their garden in the spring. So sit back, relax, jot down some notes, and let's go over some gifts. Okay, so this video is not going to be a, hey everyone, go to my Amazon store, click the links and go buy everything. No, I am pointing out items that I feel a beginner gardener would need. Now, are all these in my Amazon store? Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do make a little bit of money if you go and click on the links that are down below in the description. But you don't have to do that, and I'm not telling you to do that. I'm showing you options for gifts. Now, go to Amazon, research these options, and don't click my links. It's all good. Just get some of these for your beginner gardener. That's all I'm saying. If you want to help the channel out, then by all means click the links. If not, it's all good. Help your gardener out. All right, so as you can tell, I'm wearing a sweatshirt because it's in the 50s here. So it's kind of cold, and that just brings up the fact that we got Christmas coming up. So right off the bat, what do y'all think I'm going to say for the very first thing? Okay, so having a great foundation in gardening is incredibly important. Whether you're talking about a great soil for your plants, a strong root system for the plants, or just your knowledge. So going off of that, I am going to immediately, right off the bat, say you must get this book right here for your beginner gardener. Or even a seasoned gardener who doesn't have this book. I'm telling you, I cannot say this enough, and I constantly bring this book up. This was a game changer for me. When I started reading this book and utilizing the knowledge in this book into practical application in my garden is taken off. So if you want to really help your gardener or yourself learn more about gardening, and this isn't just about companion planting, there's so much knowledge in this book. It honestly is a must. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta have it. It is a great book. I have red inked this thing to no end, and I love this book. I reference it all the time. So I'm gonna stop beating a dead horse, but I'm telling you right now, check it out. Okay, these next 3 items are all together out here in my garden. Now, if you are going to be growing anything at all with a trellis, whether you're growing tomatoes, you're growing, squashes and beans that hang up on trellises like this, or like I just mentioned, tomatoes, something like this, you need all 3 of these right here. All 3 of these. So right here, first off, tomato clips, just like this, holding up your tomatoes. These things are great. They're super easy to use, and you can't go wrong with them. Now, I will say one thing. Over time, depending on your environment, they can get brittle if they're in the sun, extreme heat, but it takes a long time for that to happen. And these are relatively cheap, to be completely honest. They come in big bundles of like 200 for a few dollars, or I think $5 or $6, $7, something like that. Super cheap, can't go wrong with it. The second thing are these kinds of clips right here. Now, these come in different sizes, and even though these zucchini plants are looking absolutely ratchet right now, because they're coming to the end of their growing season, their life. Here's a small one right here. And then here's one of the large ones right there. Now again, these are really good because if you want to lock something in, this is how you can do it. Where those tomato clips need a string to latch onto. Make sense? 2 different types. The third thing over here are the tomato hooks. All of these right here. What you do, if I can get the sun out of the way, what you do is you just unfold them down the length that you need, connect the tomato clips right there, and you're good to go. Again, these are actually also very cheap. I think I got 2 bundles of 15 a couple years ago, I think, and I'm still using them. They're great. So those 3 things, 2 different types of basically tomato clips or gardening clips, And then these tomato hooks for your trellising area where you need to trellis tomatoes or beans or whatever you're going to use. This setup right here is strictly for my indeterminate tomatoes during spring, but this time of year I use them for really anything, this area for anything. Last year I had a lot of beans growing right here, and these tomato hooks, I just unwound the string down and had beans growing up them. So those three things are a must. Definitely get those for a beginner gardener. They will not be upset, trust me. Now this next item might be a little advanced for a beginner gardener, but still you can't go wrong. And those are seed saving envelopes, like I'm showing right here. These things are great, they're cheap. The envelope itself is made out of paper, so it breathes, which your seeds need if you're going to save seeds. So another cheap option right there, seed saving envelopes. They're awesome. Okay, so for the next one I'm going to talk about is definitely a must for any level gardener. This is a heat mat. Now, there's a million different kinds. You could go to any of the big box stores and get some little cheap ones that work and don't work, and whatever. Here's my advice. If you're going to spend the money on stuff, spend the money one time and get good quality equipment, quality gear for your garden, for your seed starting stuff, whatever you want to use. That's my advice. Spend a little bit of extra and get the good stuff. These mats right here that I use, I think I bought this one 2 years ago, and it's still working just fine, and I use it every year when I'm starting my seeds. So a good quality seed starting mat. You definitely want a good quality heat mat for sure. Now I'm not going to go into heat lamps or any of the growing lights. My advice on those is do some research, pick the lights that would best suit your area where you're going to grow your seed starts. That's my advice on the light. So I'm going to leave that one alone, but the heat mat, you can't go wrong with this brand right here. I absolutely vouch for them because I think I have 3 different mats from them, and they all are just great, just different sizes. Okay, so the very last thing that I'm going to talk about that's on my list down below that I'm going to single out is a shade cloth. Now these come in a every kind of different size you can imagine. My advice would be for a beginner gardener, if you know that your backyard is really hot in the summertime, doesn't have a lot of shade, then you know that your gardener or yourself, you're going to need something to block the sun at some point in your summer. My advice, get a shade cloth or a couple smaller shade cloths based on what you think is going to be best for your garden or your gardener's garden. Make sense? Shade cloths are a must. Definitely where I am here in zone 9A and my backyard, as you've noticed me walking around, I don't have any trees out here. So July, August, September, the sun is brutal. Shade cloth has become a necessity for me, and next year in 2025 I'm going to hammer down on using shade cloths all throughout this garden for sure. All right, I lied, sorry. I have one more thing I want to address or single out, and that is Happy Frog tomato and veg fertilizer. This is a 573 fertilizer, which means on the NPK scale it's perfect for the shoots, roots, and fruits. NPK, shoots, roots, and fruits, 573, can't go wrong. If you're not sure what I'm talking about right here on the NPK and the shoots, roots, and fruits and all this, I'll put a link to a video that I did specifically on this subject. That's only 5 minutes long right here. But I used this fertilizer for the second time this year, and what I used the fertilizer in went crazy. Did really, really good. Now, let me caveat that. You have to create a good schedule for your fertilizing. You can't just dump it in once and think everything's gonna grow like the Garden of Eden. You gotta plan it out, which if you're a beginner gardener, it's all part of the journey of gardening, just part of it. Okay, now last thing I'm going to talk about as far as a unique Christmas gift. This doesn't technically have to do with gardening, but my cousin is an amazing woodworker. He has a company called Treeform Woodworks. I'm putting all the information right here on the screen. Everything that he makes is made out of wood, different shades of wood, and there's no dyes to any of the wood, no stains. He does everything natural. And I'm putting up just a screenshot of some of his products right here. Check him out. I don't get any kickback of any kind on this. He's my cousin. I love him. I'm just trying to help him out. And if you want something truly unique, I'm telling you, reach out to him, see what he can do for you. I don't know his schedule. I don't know how booked out he is or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just throwing this out here as a unique gift for someone. So check him out. You never know. Might be just an amazing opportunity to get that one unique gift for someone that's kind of hard to shop for. We all have one of those. All right, everyone, so that's the video. That's everything that I could think of that I wanted to just kind of highlight. This is a quick video. There's a million things you can get a gardener, and to be honest, if they're a beginner gardener or even a seasoned gardener, you can't go wrong with getting them something for their garden, right? I just think these are all very helpful, useful items. They're not expensive for the most part, and they will totally help your garden. Everyone, as always, if you all got anything out of this video, do me the 3 favors: share, like, and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. Take care, God bless, get those Christmas gifts ordered, and I'll talk to y'all again real soon.